Alrighty, so congratulations, you've gotten the end of week 2, and the end of week 2 is a review. So I guess it's not technically the end, but finish this and it will be. So in this case, I'm viewing this as a student, and there's a couple things I want you to know. What I do is I take the content from querying 2 and 3, and actually 1 as well. Should modify that. And what I do is I work through a series of prompts that I then give to a system that we've created here at Fresno City College based on a grant that we were given. Matter of fact, Rick Gomez and I actually created what you're about to see. So and in this case, I've given you some instruction about how this is going to work, right? There's some things that still we are refining and don't work as well as we'd like, but for the most part, you'll see how it operates. But some of the things you'll notice is that you have to complete this once you start. And this can be something that, in the past you've probably done other assignments where you could submit or you could save them like a quiz, because this is basically like a quiz, but it's actually 5 questions and 5 coding challenges. So in this case, once you start, you need to complete. Now, I allow multiple submissions, so that's not a problem. And I do ask that once you start, you open it, you complete all the way to the end. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute, but you have to receive credit, you have to submit it. By the way, do know there is a back-end system that I can see how many attempts you've made, right? So making multiple attempts is not bad, but make sure whenever you start an attempt, you complete it. I don't recommend at this point you actually use a mobile device. It's best on desktops and laptops. And then one CSS issue that we're working on that is still can be a little annoying is if for some reason you don't see the question, just scroll up. It's just hidden behind the navigation buttons. Okay, so what's going to happen here is you're going to click here to start. So the first thing you notice, and this is, we've now been using Canvas as Canvas, meaning this system on the campus here for several years. And so students are used to hitting this start the assignment. But in this case, it's not how you would start this particular assignment. And we are actively working and developing this product, and you will most likely in this semester see some significant changes to the way it works as far as what you're about to see. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click to start the review. And so when you do that, you get a pop-up. And in that pop-up, this might happen where it says you're logged out. And this is only if you've done a different attempt, because we have to keep track of what's called a token. You don't need to know about that. But do know we look at your login from Canvas in order to track that. So in that case, I didn't actually start it. I just got that because I had started it before, and there's a 50-minute time that you have from you start it to the time you finish it. But this should not take 50 minutes. This should only, I don't know how much time it will take you, but it shouldn't be that long. So I'm going to go ahead and try it again. This time it's going to have me authorize, and I'm going to go, yep. Now, in this case, because I'm actually looking at it as a student, I forgot I have to leave that view, but I'm just showing you because you're used to seeing that, and this is the way the actual instructor does. So now I'm going to authorize it, and you will see your name pop up, and that just lets you know that our system is actually authorizing this app into Canvas. And then we just give you a disclaimer. Your name should show up, and then you hit agree. There's small terms of service that, that we save all this chat data you're about to do, and we'll use it for educational purpose. Matter of fact, now that I hit agree, what will happen is now we're into the assignment itself, okay? So now here's some instruction. The instruction is actually exactly what was here. It looks a little different. By the time you see this, you'll also see a video link, this video that you're watching. So what happens down here, and if you just scroll for a second here, you'll notice that only the start actually is a link. And what this is indicating is you have to click on the start. It'll give you some content, and then you'll click one. you'll attempt to answer it, you'll click 2, and you'll go all the way through. Okay, so just to let you know, you have to go through this in sequence. Now, you need to answer each question, because what happens is I ultimately review it. I don't have the system review it. I, this is, we're not letting AI grade your work. I'm grading your work. So what this does is just submits it. The feedback at the end just gives you, hey, make sure you submit it. And it'll tell you it's submitted to me. So once you click start here, what happens is that instruction goes away. And so now it's like, okay, this is a quick check to help you review the core concepts of database that we've learned in SQL. And it should be for week 2 here. So then it says click when. So by the way, when you did that, when you click start, in this case, it actually sent a system prompt in an API level to OpenAI's model. And now we're going to start interacting now at another prompt. So in this case, what are the 3 advantages of using a database over a spreadsheet? So what you will do here is you'll attempt to answer that, right? You'll give it what you think is the answer. And by the way, it'll actually kind of help you if you don't give it the exact answer. You'll see this, and this does have some adaptability, not as much as I'd like, but it has some. Okay, so then you'll move through. And so I'm actually going to pause and wait until I get to, so these are questions and these are coding challenges. So I'm going to pause and then get all the way over here. Okay, so now we have the first coding challenge, right? So it's going to have you write SQL. Do follow the style that you learned in CS50 this week, and then you write the SQL in one line here. And I know this can be a little frustrating. It's not like writing it to where you can just hit enter. But once you hit enter, then the AI will review it and give you feedback. And it's generally pretty good feedback for how to do this. And so you'll write the query, right? And then if you get it right, it'll tell you got it right and you can move on. Now, what happens though, as I said before, if for some reason you didn't answer it, then when I grade it, that will be a point off. It's worth, or 10 points off for each question, because it's 5 questions and 5 coding challenges, right? So, I mean, theoretically, you could just hit the next one, right? But that's not the idea, right? So I just want you to know, and I'm going to get to the end here just so you can see that as well. So now once you get to the end, actually now you see the last step. Now this step right here is actually what submits this into Canvas, okay? And in the back-end system, you now have your first attempt. So, there's, because of the way we've done this, but when you hit this, then you'll actually see a little toast a thing, and you'll see the assignment submitted, boom, 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 and it'll just give you some basic information. Now at that point, it logs you out, so you can go ahead and close the tab, and now you're back here. Okay, so again, you could take this more than once, because the idea is it's kind of a review and extend your learning as well. And what we will do as we move forward, these will change a little bit, and then instead of having maybe code challenges you've already seen, I may give you some code challenges you haven't seen, but it's just a good way to review. Okay, hope this helps you out. Please reach out if you have any questions.